Hi, my name is Deborah Zanders Willis, and I'm the Deputy Director for Child Welfare Services in San Diego County. The purpose of this video is to let you know what to expect when you come to juvenile court and begin working with those who will help you and your family. Our goal is to safely return your child to you at the earliest possible date. The parent you are about to see has been involved with juvenile court and child welfare services. They have had many questions and were uncertain about what their future might hold. Their message to you is about hope, teamwork, and taking advantage of opportunities for success, just as they have in their lives.
My daughter was taken away when she was 5 years old, and she was taken away for drugs and alcohol. I wasn't taking my psych meds.
I'm fine. You don't have to take her.
The cops came to my house, and it just scared me, and I just knew what they were doing. Honestly, I was tweaking. I knew what was going on, but in a sense, I didn't.
It'll be a lot easier for your daughter if you let her go. I know, I do.
I knew exactly why they took her.
I'm doing well. I'm not using anymore.
I know what you said.
And I knew they were going to take her to Polinsky's because that's policy and procedure.
When can I see her again?
So one time I said my kids, and they said, well, they'll just give you a call. You can call this number, and you have to go to court. And I just freaked out.
There are a variety of reasons why children are brought into protective custody. Some of those reasons include physical abuse, sexual abuse, emotional abuse, substance abuse, and domestic violence. Children can also be brought in for neglect, which can include not having appropriate housing, clothing, food, shelter, and not getting appropriate medical care. At this point, your child has been placed in the temporary custody of Child Welfare Services. You probably spoke to a social worker or a police officer in the last few days. Once your child has been removed, there has to be a hearing within 3 days. That hearing is called a detention hearing. The purpose of the detention hearing is for the court to review all the information about your family situation and then to determine if there is sufficient cause for your child to remain in protective custody. One of the most important things a parent can do at this point is to visit their child. Your child may be in a foster home, placed with a relative or a family friend or even an acquaintance. Visitation is the best predictor to whether or not reunification is going to be successful. Please visit your child.
I want my daughter back. And I found out that I'm not the only one out there that needs help. But I also learned how to ask for help.
After a parent checks in, he or she will be told what courtroom to go to.
It's going to be in Department 5, which is down the hall that way. Okay? Thank you.
Then the court officer will come out.
Parties for Brittany W.
The parent will go through and complete the paperwork.
Bridget?
And talk to their attorney prior to the hearing.
Hi, Bridget. My name is Bob Galemi. I'm an attorney with the Alternate Public Defender's Office. My office is available to represent you in this case. An attorney such as myself will be appointed to represent you at the first court hearing called the detention hearing. At this hearing, we will review the court system with you and the reasons why the social worker has brought your case to court. The petition is a blue sheet that explains what the allegations are with regards to the removal of your children. The most important thing to understand is that we will be with you throughout the entire process.
Parties for Brittany W.
They called my case name. I entered the courtroom, and I saw a room full of people, and it was scary.
The parent will be brought into the courtroom to sit with their attorney.
You can sit right in that chair next to your attorney.
The court officer will announce everyone that is present for the hearing on the record.
Good morning, Your Honor. This is the matter of Brittany W. Present in court today is Ms. Craig for the minor. The mother is present with Mr. Gulemi. Social Worker Holmes and County Counsel Phillips for the agency.
Good morning. This matter is on calendar today for a detention hearing. The court has reviewed the detention report as well as the petition.
The judge will make some orders about the paperwork that is being filled out and the orders as to what kind of visitation the parent will have with his or her child and whether the visitation will be supervised or unsupervised.
You will likely be emotional and somewhat confused. We will help you understand at each stage of the case what your legal rights are and how we can help you. We'll also help you understand what you need to do to get your children back and how to work with the social workers to do that. We will also make sure that you're able to visit with your children. Some parents have to take parenting classes, go to counseling, or do drug or alcohol treatment. The court will determine what is appropriate for you. At the detention hearing, we have to ask you many questions and you have to fill out many forms. We have to ask you questions about who the mother and father are, what relatives are available to help care for the child, and to provide support for you. We're also required to ask you if you have any Native American Indian heritage. We will also explain how you will be billed for our services. Finally, we will help you focus on what you can do to help us best represent your legal interests and what you need to do to get your children back as soon as possible. There are multiple hearings in this process, and we will be there to help you at each and every one.
Proposed detention orders, perhaps Mr. Phillips, County Counsel, could advise us as to the agency's position as to detention.
But the agency is recommending that the child be detained at Polinsky Adjunct or Licensed Foster Home. I am from the Office of County Counsel, and the attorneys in my office represent the county social worker handling your case. At the first hearing, which is called the detention hearing, the judge reviews the petition, which contains statements about why your child may be at risk in your home. The judge also receives a report from your social worker with recommendations about how to best keep your children safe. Your children will also have an attorney who can present information to the judge at each hearing. There will be another hearing in about 3 weeks called the jurisdiction disposition hearing. At that hearing, the judge will hear all the evidence and will make some decisions and orders based on his or her findings. If the judge finds that the allegations in the petition are true and that your family needs immediate help, the judge will order you to comply with a case plan. There are two types of case plans: family reunification plans and family maintenance plans. Let me explain the difference. The family reunification case plan is used when your judge decides that your children need to live with a relative, a family friend, or a foster parent while you participate in services. The family reunification plan is the roadmap that you must follow in order to have your children returned to you as soon as possible. Your social worker will help you comply with your family reunification plan. The family maintenance plan, on the other hand, is a plan that your judge will order you to follow if your judge decides that your children can still live with you. The purpose of the family maintenance plan is to help you overcome the problems your family is facing while ensuring that your children remain safely in your custody.
All right, the court will make the following orders. I am one of the judges that you might meet at the juvenile court. At that hearing, the judge will decide if it is safe for your child to continue to live in your home with one or both parents, or if the child should be out of the home. If the judge finds that the child should not stay in the home, he or she will order that the child should stay temporarily with relatives, friends, perhaps a licensed foster home, or maybe even at the Polinsky Children's Center. The court also, at this hearing, will explain to you the amount of time that you may have to participate in services, such as counseling and treatment programs, in order to have your child returned to you. Juvenile court hearings sometimes get very technical, while the court and the lawyers sort out the law and the correct procedure. The most important thing that I can tell you is that the court's goals are to protect children and to preserve your family. We want to assist you in being good parents and in making sure that your child has a stable and permanent home. We do not want to see your child remain in foster care or out of your home for lengthy periods of time. However, while the court and the social worker want to return your child to you, the final responsibility for that will be yours, you, the parents. The court, usually the same judge, will hold reviews every few months to see how you are doing. If you've made enough progress, the court can order that your children can come home again, or that even it is time to end the court's proceedings. The second most important thing I can tell you about your experience in juvenile court is that it's not like the judge shows on television. Our hearings are not about who is right or who is wrong. Rather, they are about what is in the best interest of the children. We try to keep the hearings as cooperative and as non-adversarial as possible. The judges expect you, the parents, to be honest with the social workers and with the court as to how you are doing. We expect the workers, the lawyers, and the judges to treat you with respect. If you remember that the focus is on the children, not on winning, you'll do well if your child becomes a dependent of the court.
The social worker is going to sit down with you during one of your meetings and go over some of the challenges that you, the parent, are currently facing. The social worker will then work together with the parents to come up with a case plan. A case plan is a roadmap that tells you what you need to do to address the challenges that you are facing. You may have to attend counseling, domestic violence treatment, substance abuse treatment, substance abuse testing. These services are geared towards addressing the challenges that parents are facing so that the children can be returned safely to the parents.
What the judge told me I had to do, I had to do the parenting classes, I had to do drug treatment program, I had to do individual therapy, I had to make sure I had a stable home, which I did, and then I had to have all negative drug tests. What helped me out is finding support with other parents and with other people that have gone through the same thing. That's what really helped me out to keep me focused.
We hope that your child will be returned to you. If for some reason your child doesn't, then another plan needs to be made for your child. That plan could be adoption, guardianship, or living in a foster home long term. I encourage you to do your best by visiting your child, communicating with your social worker, and learning everything you can from the services that you go to.
One of the best moments that I've had with my mom is where we stayed up till like midnight just talking, and I was just sitting on her lap. It really brought us closer because it made me feel like I could trust my mom and I could tell her anything that was on my mind. I know my mom loves me. She means a lot to me. I don't want to lose her.
I have been clean 12 or 13 years May 1st. I don't count how many years, it's just one day at a time, and my advice would just never give up. It is possible. There is light at the end of the tunnel. And I have a higher power to my understanding that helps me out. I mean, I just keep praying. You know, somebody up there loves me. And I've got to have faith in myself and believe in myself, because no one else will.
Although you may feel that this is the most difficult time in your life, please know that things can get better, as you have seen from the parent who shared her experiences with you today. Our goal is to work together as a team so we can safely return your children to your care.